You can see right behind me, it is a small part of the old Roman stadium, which once seated around 30,000 people. And in the 20th century, maybe in the 60s, it was just a square, a central square, but nobody had any idea what lies behind the main pedestrian street. As you can see, it goes through maybe half of the street. You see beautiful buildings above it. You see the center of the city during the 20th century with very beautiful buildings. You see the heart of Plovdiv. And right below this heart, during the 60s, I think, was discovered another heart from a previous period during the Roman time of the city, which was once a capital of the Roman province of Thracia. And you see the different layers of history, how they overlap. And you see the life during the centuries, maybe changed levels, but it hasn't changed its place in the city. This has also been Plovdiv, and you see the life goes under it and above it. And now you see a good mixture and example of showing the history and how everyday life uses the history and lives with it. And this that you see in front of us, this is one of the biggest mosques in Bulgaria. This is from another part of our history, from Ottoman times. So you see, this place was also the center during the period of Plovdiv when it was called Filibe.
Jumaya Square was covered with large stones. Along the western wall of the mosque, stems of slender poplars were towering, proudly swinging over, whispering. This square was considered to be the largest and the nicest in the city.
And now we see this beautiful building with the Plovdiv Together logo. This is a building from the 20th century with a beautiful clock on top, just to show that it's right on time. And so now as we walk to Kapana, this is a neighborhood in the center of the city, which was once also the commercial place of Plovdiv during the Ottoman. Kapana, and this part, especially this part of the main street, it was once one of the centers on the Balkans that gathered all of the trade from Ottoman Empire, and they spread it to the different places. This street goes to Marica River, which maybe nowadays is not used as a trade route, but back in the Ottoman times, the river was used to send goods to Sea of Marmara and go to Istanbul. Using the river was a very fast way to transport goods.
Uzun Çarşı was the main street in Turkish time. It started from the Jumaya and ended at the bridge of Marica River. Here was the pulse of the commercial life. Here were the large merchants' masses, iron gates and heavy padlocks, the shops of smaller sellers. Throughout this narrow street, the buildings were arranged asymmetrically, the most were wooden barracks and open stalls.
On the right side you can see some shopping center now, which was once Kurşun Khan, a building which lasted for more than a half millennia.
Kurşun Khan was a Turkish inn built at the end of the 14th century by Shahabedin Pasha and served as a shelter for travelers. At the large door of the Kervansaray always keeps the watch. After the evening prayer, at the door a signal sounds and it immediately closes. If a guest arrives at the middle of the night, they open the door, let him in and give him a meal.
In the beginning of the 20th century, after the earthquake, it was severely damaged and they decided to destroy it. On the backside now we are going to enter this neighborhood of Kapana, which perfectly preserves the street network, the street pattern, and the buildings from the Middle Ages.